Hello, this is Merete Fields with InStyle Atlanta. Listen, we have a fantastic, exciting treat for you all, especially as it's starting to become spring. I can't even wait. We are here with Tiffanie Wright with Beautiful Hair by Tiffanie, one of the extraordinary hairstylists here in Atlanta. Welcome, Tiffanie.
Thank you.
So, Tiffanie, hair is something that is so important and complicated and just all of the things in one, right?
Exactly.
So first off, talk to me about how we got here at your salon. Talk to me about just your vision, right, about how you do hair.
Okay. I have always been into hair. Since I was little. You know how you have a dream for something. It wasn't hair. It's just I know I wanted to work for myself.
Okay.
So it worked out.
Right.
This suite works out because it is a smaller space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about employees and the handle and watching them and making sure, they on their P's and Q's.
I love your suite, and we talked about the color. I just can't get past it. So one of the things too with hair, especially Black women's hair, right? Ours is complicated. You can wear it natural, you can wear it straight, you can put some product in it, you can put some perm in it, you can do all of these things. How do we keep our hair healthy? Given we're not going,
Y'all don't listen.
We don't listen.
When y'all get home, y'all don't listen.
We don't.
But it's not how you keep it healthy. It's how to find someone who's going to keep it healthy.
Yeah.
Like everyone has a job. An accountant counts your money. A banker holds your money. A hairstylist, like I tell all of my clients, that's my hair. So, they don't like it, but I don't really care. That when you sit in this chair and you become my client, that's my hair.
Right.
So when you come here, if you've messed up my hair, we have a problem. Because it's my hair. It's on your head, but it's my hair.
Okay.
So I just let them know you have to find somebody that is going to listen to you, but is also going to be honest with you. You have people who are like, oh, I want a relaxer, but they have paper thin hair. Yeah. And they'll have people who will give them a relaxer with paper thin hair because they want that money. Versus, telling them that's not going to work, you can't do that, you may need something else, or you may need braids, or, you need somebody who's going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Then you also need somebody who's going to not only treat your hair, but treat your scalp. Right. Because it's not just the hair. Your scalp is where the hair comes from. Right. So if your scalp is damaged, you ain't going to have no hair. You're going to be walking around with nothing. And you're looking at me to the left. So you have to really pay attention to who you're letting in your head. Mm-hmm. Not everybody has the same vision for you growing your hair.
Okay. So what are some really good tips for us? So because for some of us, and I'm sure for most of us, it's not when we come to the salon. Because when we come to the salon and get that hair laid for the guys, we feel fantastic. But then 3 days later, it's not laying.
And I'll see you at the grocery store.
And it's not laying for the guys like it was when I left your chair.
There's several different things. A lot of women nowadays are into the workout kit.
Yeah.
So when you are working out, you should wrap your hair as tight as you can get it. Okay. After you get done working out, especially if you're sweating your head and you need to shower. Yeah. After you shower, before you take that scarf off, blow dry the scarf. Too many people have the tendency, like me, my hair is very curly. That's why I keep it cut so short. But I have the tendency to take it off, and it's still wet, so it's going to revert. Versus if it's laid flat and dry, it's just like you're sitting under the dryer. Mm-hmm. So I tell people all the time, make sure your hair is completely dry before you remove your scarf. That's one thing. Another thing that helps is you need to protect your head at night.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I sleep crazy. I sleep I'm all over the place. So not only do I have a silk bonnet, but my pillowcase is silk. So I know my bonnet's coming off. I'm pretty sure it's going to end up on my husband's head when I wake up. Like, but I have a silk pillowcase, so when it does come off, my hair still isn't being damaged. So you have to, just like how people treat their skin. You want to make sure you don't get sunburned, or you have to do the same thing for your hair. You want to make sure you don't dry it out, so you have to keep it moist as possible. And that's not meaning caking things on there, but to keep it from being brittle. You don't want to use, I hate when people use grease.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Grease. My mother is a grease queen. Oh, no. And she wanted grease and water. And I'm like, Mom, I'm a professional hairstylist. You cannot be out here with grease and water, but it works for her.
Right.
But creams are good. Oil is a bit tricky because if you sweat, the sweat and the oil mix together, it'll make your hair stiff. Oh. So it's just certain you have to find what works for you. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going on YouTube and I've seen that coconut oil works. It may work for A, B, and C, but then you may have T, R, S, Q, W, P. It may not work for you.
Right.
So everything you see isn't going to work for you. You have to find what works for you and your hair.
Got it. And that's where you come in.
And that's where
That's where you come in. Okay. So the next thing is hairstyles. And it's so complicated, right? Because I want to wear my hair long all the time, but then I don't want it in my face. Or I want it real cute, but then I don't know what to do for it to be cute. So one thing I know that we have a model here, and I know that we are going to get some really great ideas about what to do for our hairstyles. So I want to transition us into that because I think, you know, after day 3, once we leave you, and that hair is just a little, you know, straight on one side, but keeping cute, flowy on the other. We need your help to get some ideas. So let's go ahead and transition, and then I'd love to see just some great ideas that we can have just to make our hair fantastic. Natalie is going to be our fantastic demo to show us just how it looks, right, when Tiffanie just gives us life with our hairstyles here. So, Tiffanie, tell us the first thing that you're going to do just as far as what we should do when we're trying to style our hair.
So the first thing that we're going to start out with is everybody needs a paddle brush. I think a lot of Black women think that paddle brushes are only for Caucasian women.
I didn't.
That's not the case. A paddle brush and a comb, they differ in so many ways. A comb, it gets more to the root, but the paddle brush is going to take the tangle out without pulling your hair out. And I mean, you can literally, it can be like a net ball, and you can literally pull it out without losing hair. A comb, you're going to lose all types of hair because the teeth are smaller. Okay? So, the silk press. A lot of people ask me about the silk press. Is it healthy? How often should I get it done? A silk press is something that once I do it, you shouldn't have to do it. Okay. So if you're at home and you're pressing your hair, I didn't give you a silk press. Okay. I gave you a flat iron. Okay. 2 totally different things. But with the silk press, her hair has already been blow dried out. His shampoo and blow dried out. I take personally, I like to use products that people call Caucasian products. I like to use Redken and stuff like that because even though we don't have the same hair as them, we're trying to achieve the same look as them. So if it works good for them and it moisturizes their hair and their hair is to here, why wouldn't we be able to use it in a smaller fashion? So I usually use a heat protectant made by Redken. Okay. My favorite heat protectant on earth. I use it for weave. I use it for natural hair. I use it for, honey, I'll spray it on you if you want me to, okay? I just love it. It's lightweight and it doesn't make the hair sticky.
Right.
So no matter how much I spray, it will not make the hair sticky. Now her hair feels sort of wet afterwards. So you want to make sure you don't saturate it too much, but it still has a damp feeling. So once you put it on there, I usually comb it, and I use heat resistant combs because I can take this comb and I can stick it in here and it's not going to melt. Now this comb is going to melt if I touch it. This one is a heat resistant comb, so it won't melt. And I like to use mine. A lot of people, are used to the straightening comb. So I make my own straightening comb out of the 2. I take the flat iron. I'll take the comb. I put them together. Yes, God. Yes. And as you can see, the difference between here and here.
Right.
This hair is not, and it's still bouncy. Even with the heat protectant on it, it still has a bouncy look. It's just as bouncy as it was before it got sprayed with the heat protectant. The heat protectant is something that you should only have to put on the initial flat iron. You shouldn't have to keep putting this on over and over and over. Got it. Because it's already been protected. But
look at that.
And you see it gives it a shine. I didn't use any other product. I used this flat iron, this comb, and that heat protectant. That was it. So it gives it, this side over here looks a little bit more dull. This side over here has a sheen to it and it's straight.
Bone straight, Natalie.
Should last you at least a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on what you are doing as a person. I tell people, even though I gave you a silk press, we still human. It's okay. So if you go out in the rain, go get in the shower, it's going to revert. Try to stay away from water as much as possible. But if you do sweat, what I told you guys earlier, keep it wrapped as flat as you can.
And blow dry that scarf.
Once you blow dry the scarf, the hair is still flat because it has no way to revert. Now, if she takes it off before it's dry, it's going to go ahead and revert because it has room to expand. When it's flat, it doesn't have room to expand. So always, always, always wear scarves. And if you feel like they're wet, go ahead and blow dry the scarf. If you have a sit under dryer, sit under your dryer. If you want to stick your head out the car window, just dry the scarf. Whatever works for you, just dry the scarf. It's nothing. The last thing that helps women are heated rollers. A lot of women also think that that is a Caucasian thing. It's not. If your hair has already been pressed out by me, straightened by me, roll it up in the morning. It takes maybe 5 minutes for them to get hot. Okay, you go ahead and you can roll it all over. Once you roll it, it starts to cool. When it starts to cool, the curl is starting to form. So I usually tell my clients, go ahead, brush your teeth, get in the shower, iron your clothes, do whatever you're going to do. You can take them out right before you leave the house, or you can take them out in the car because you'll have a good curl. The cooler the rollers get, the better the curl. Oh. So you get up 10 minutes earlier than you normally do. Hurry up, throw your rollers in, make your breakfast, do everything you have to do. Your hair is being done while you're doing other things.
Multitasking at its finest.
At its finest. That's how we do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tiffanie, thank you so much. I just have so many ideas. I hope you guys have just as many ideas. Now we know how to care for our hair. Check this out on InStyleAtlanta.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us. We heart you back. Y'all have a good one. Bye.